Let me begin talking about cryptocurrencies. We talk about mission of agencies, but the world is changing. In fact, the world is changing in front of us while the scenery behind us changes. It seems sort of dizzying at times. From a regulatory perspective, many cryptocurrencies are treated as commodities, but in practice, they're characteristics of currency and securities. So, do you think the current regulatory categories are sufficient for oversight? And do you see value in the creation of a new regulatory category?
I thank you for that question, Chairman. I think that there's gaps in our current system. You're right to say that there are many crypto tokens that do come under the securities laws, and our agency is trying to enforce the laws. But there's thousands of tokens, and we've only been able to bring 75 actions, and there are others currently that are non-compliant. But I think the bigger gap is around what's called exchanges, crypto exchanges. And I would think if we could work with Congress to try to bring investor protection to the platforms where these sometimes commodities, sometimes securities are trading on the platform.
And for those watching, Chair, while you finish your answer on that, could you explain what your concerns are, what the abuses that can take place involving these new currencies?
Well, without a cop on the beat and some rules of the road, then market participants can front run your orders. If you placed an order on an app and you said, all right, I want to buy a stock, there are rules to protect you that somebody won't use your order and get ahead of you. And we at the SEC try to protect against fraud and manipulation. Not so in the crypto world. And so it's trying to bring the similar protections to the exchanges where you trade crypto assets as you might expect at the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ.
In your work with the other agencies as you started, like Treasury and the Futures Trading Commission, do you think that you're able to clearly split jurisdiction with these agencies so far? And are there gaps in that regard as well?
Well, I'm just in my second month on the job, but I've had some really good conversations with both agencies. I think that working particularly with the CFTC to ensure that we cover the markets, that the investing public is protected in these crypto assets. With Treasury, they're keenly focused on anti-money laundering and guarding against illicit activity. And where we can augment and support their efforts, I look forward to that. Our remit about investor protection, we might need a little help from Congress as well.
Yeah, look, a final question for this for now. You're regulating some extremely well-financed entities, and as we've said, it's a complex world now. Are you able to attract the level of skilled personnel that you need, and what are the challenges you face in that regard?
I've been very impressed with the career staff at the agency, but you're right, it's always a challenge, and we'll talk about technology in a bit as well. We only spend about 16 or 17% of our budget, about $325 million a year on technology, which is less than probably some large firms spend in a month, or some of them even spend that much in 2 weeks. So we're nimble and we're efficient, but we're under-resourced compared to some of the big players in finance.
No, I think some of these entities' marketing budget dwarfs yours, but I have every faith in your force, and I appreciate their work. I'm going to yield back and recognize Mr. Womack.